We are
Group 4.
My name is Wen Xu.
My name is Liew Pei Xin.
My name is Guek Xin Thong.
My name is Pei Xing.
And my name is Tay Pen Pen.
My name is Wen Xu, and I'm going to present the introduction part of this assignment. In this assignment, we are given a scenario about the methods to motivate subordinates. In the scenario, there are two middle managers, Doris and Mary. They express different opinions on how to motivate their subordinates. Doris believed that monetary rewards such as significant raises and increased fringe benefits are the most effective motivators. In comparison, Mary emphasizes the importance of recognition and praise as key motivators for high performance. A manager with 6 years of experience, Jeff, believed that individuals have different needs and expectations. Thus, he addresses those needs lead to a better performance. In this video, we will analyze the motivator theories that these three people practice. First and foremost, I would like to introduce what is motivation in a job. Motivation is a driving force for employees to attain a specific goal or performance level in completing a task given. This will eventually nurture goal-directed behavior that can bring about positive growth in an organization. As we all know, employee motivation can affect productivity, and a higher productivity will lead to a higher performance. What can managers do to ensure that the motivations of employees will always be sustained in order to accomplish organization goals in a time frame set? As you can see, there's a diagram showing how motivation is generated in a job. Firstly, need generates a desire to fulfill various needs such as money, friendship, recognition, and achievement. This desire probes behavior as individuals take action to meet those needs. The fulfillment of this need is accompanied by rewards, which can be either intrinsic or extrinsic. Intrinsic rewards come from within oneself, while extrinsic rewards come from external sources. The feedback received from these rewards inform individuals about the appropriateness of their behavior, guiding them on whether it should be repeated or not. Based on the scenario and concept explained just now, we know that Doris and Mary emphasize the extrinsic rewards, which are based on what they can give, like higher outpraises, referrals, and money rewards. On the other hand, Jeff emphasized intrinsic rewards via a negative approach, which help his subordinates to meet their needs and their own expectations. This will eventually lead to satisfaction. Like what Jeff said, so I told her that she will probably have to be replaced if her performance does not improve.
Thank you, Wen Xu. My name is Liew Pei Xin, and I'm going to explain about 5 major theories of motivation. There are 5 types of perspective on motivation, which are content theories, process theories, reinforcement theories, job design for motivation, and innovative ideas. Content theories of motivation focus on identifying and understanding that people have variety of needs that motivate specific behaviors. This theory emphasizes the needs that motivate people. There are 4 theories included in content theories. First theory was Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which proposed a hierarchy of human needs arranged in a pyramid. According to Maslow, people are motivated to fulfill lower level needs before moving to a high level ones. The next is ERG. This theory condensed Maslow's hierarchy into 3 basic needs, which is existence, relatedness, and growth. According to this theory, the needs can be satisfied simultaneously and do not strictly hierarchical. The third theory included in content theory is Hirschberg's 2-factor theory, or we also known as hygiene motivation theory. Frederick Hirschberg identified 2 sets of factors influencing the workplace motivation, which are hygiene factor and motivator. Hygiene factor primarily prevent dissatisfaction but do not significantly contribute to satisfaction, whereas motivator are essential for achieving satisfaction and enhancing intrinsic motivation. The last theory in content theory is acquired need theory, which proposed by McLaren said that individuals are motivated by 3 basic needs, which is achievement, appellation, and power. People vary in these needs and this influence their behavior and their work preference. The second major theory is process theory, which explains of how people select behavioral actions to meet their needs and determine whether their choices are successful. There are three theories included in process theory. First theory is equity theories, which focus on individual perception of how fairly they are treated compared to others. For expectancy theory, it is a motivation depends on individual expectation about their ability to perform tasks and receive the desired rewards. The last theory in process theory is goal-setting theories. This theory proposes that managers can increase motivation and enhance performance by setting specific, challenging goals and providing timely feedback. The third major theory is reinforcement theory. This theory looks at the relationship between behavior and its consequence and focus on changing employees on the job behavior through appropriate use of immediate reward and punishment. In direct reinforcement, managers can use positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, punishment, and extinction to influence employee behavior and motivation. For social learning theory, it proposes that individuals' motivation can result from persons' observation of others' people behavior. Next, job design also one of the theory used in motivation. It is an application of motivational theory to the structure of work for improving productivity and satisfaction. These include job enrichment and job characteristic model to create roles that are challenging and values for employees to enhance their motivation and job satisfaction. The last major theory in motivation is through innovative idea. In this theory, organizations are using various types of incentive compensation to motivate employees to higher level of performance. There are three approaches in this theory, which are empowerment, engagement, and making process. These approaches providing sense of purpose and creating positive culture to motivate the employees. Based on the scenario, there are three different motivation theories are practiced by Doris, Mary, and Jeff. After discussion, we identified that Doris has applied reinforcement theory to motivate her subordinates. Doris using money rewards to motivate her subordinates, and this indicates that positive reinforcement was applied. Whereas for Mary, expectancy theory was applied since she believed that when she outlined the possible expectation and possible outcome that may receive by her subordinates, they will be motivated and perform better. Lastly, Jeff has also practiced reinforcement theory when motivating his subordinates. In this scenario, Jeff has inclined towards negative reinforcement, as he stated to remove his employees who desperately need a job if they fail to perform well. This is to associate change of behavior with punishment.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Liew Pei Xin. Now I will explain the motivation theory that applied by Doris. As my friend mentioned it before, reinforcement theory was applied by Doris as a middle manager of a company. The reinforcement theory is positive reinforcement because Doris mentioned money rewards is more useful than verbal promise and prize in motivating subordinate. Here is the dialogue between Doris and Mary. Doris said work cannot motivate anyone. She used an example from her subordinate Tom Morrow because money did the trick. When Tom came on board last year, Doris hired him at the top end of his pay level. He knew that it would be at least 12 months before he could receive a rise. For the past 10 months, he has been a mediocre performer, but since that, with his reviewing approaching, he became a star performer. Doris also said, most of my people live for the here and now. Cash in hand or just out of reach is the ticket. Those who don't work for money are few and far between. The promise of a promotion won't pay today's bill, and it sure won't work to motivate new people. We can know that Doris seemed to align with the reinforcement theory of motivation. According to reinforcement theory, behavior is motivated by consequences, and individuals will be motivated to repeat behavior that are followed by positive reinforcement. Hence, it can be said that reinforcement theory focuses on how appropriate use of immediate reward and punishment would lead to a change in employee job behavior. Reinforcement theory can be split into two subcategories, which are direct reinforcement and social learning theory, where direct reinforcement focuses on modifying behavior, while social learning theory proposes that motivation could be resulted from observing other people's behavior. Hence, it can be interpreted that Doris' belief in motivation aligns with direct reinforcement theory, where money reward is the positive reinforcement element. In Doris' case, she emphasized the importance of significant rise and increase in the cash value of fringe benefit. She believed that money rewards, which is a positive reinforcement, is the most effective way to motivate her subordinate, as exemplified by her experience with Tom Morrow, who became a star performer in anticipation of a potential rise. This might increase the likelihood of the hardworking and outstanding performance behavior by her employee to be repeated. Now I will pass to Xin Thong to explain motivation theory that applied by Mary.
Thank you, Pei Xing. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Guek Xin Thong. Now I will explain which motivation theory is practiced by Mary based on the scenario given. From the dialogue, Mary holds that recognition in several forms is the best way to stimulate high performance. She believes that if people know what she expects from them and what the rewards for meeting those expectations will be, they will perform better. According to her, nothing stimulates high performance so effectively as a pat on the back, a letter of commendations in a manager file, and praise from higher ups in Reddit. Mary tells stories that one case does not prove the rules for her. She has some experience in motivations, and it tells her that she's right. Most of her subordinates want to move up, and she says, "We are fortunate to have a growing company with new branches opening up each year. Without my recommendations, my people know that they are going to stay where they are." Based on the dialogue just now, Mary appears to be influenced by the expectancy theory, which suggests that individuals are motivated to act in a certain way based on the expectations that their efforts and ability will lead to a desired outcome such as rewards. Expectancy theory is based on the relationship among the individual's efforts, the individual's performance, and the desirability of outcomes which are associated with high performance. The keys to expectancy theory are the expectancies for the relationships among efforts, performance, and the value of the outcomes to the individual. Expectancy also could be outlined into efforts to performance expectancy, performance to outcome expectancy, and also variance. As you can see, this diagram illustrates the elements and their relationship. Based on the dialogue, Mary believed that recognition in various forms, clear expectations, and the promise of rewards are essential for stimulating high performance, where her employees will know that their efforts will eventually bring about a positive outcome. Her emphasis on a pat on the back, letters of commendations, and praise from higher ups reflects the importance of positive recognitions, and this aligns with the expectancy theory of performance to outcomes expectancy. This means that the successful performance of a task will lead to the desired outcome. If the performance to outcome expectancy is high, the individual will be more highly motivated. Now, I will pass the explanations of the motivation theory practiced by Jeff to Pen Pen.
Thank you, Xin Thong's explanations on Mary's adaptations of motivation theory. Now, moving on to the next slide, where Manager Jeff has stated that every people has different expectations and needs from work, and their job is to fulfill and cater those expectations and needs. From the example that he has illustrated, that punishment is the best solution for Helen, as she has to sustain her family expenses. Whence, this causes Helen to perform up until the standard that Jeff would wish to see. So, based on the above dialogue, Jeff motivation theory is much more aligned with reinforcement theory, specifically the use of punishment to influence a change in behavior. Previously, we have learned that reinforcement theory is a principle that states that a certain reinforcement element could be implemented as to promote a change in behavior. In this context, punishment means that it could shape a change in behavior to reduce the likelihood of a negative behavior to be repeated or reduce in frequency. For example, of punishment indirect reinforcement element includes reprimanding and also the loss of jobs. So, coming back to this scenario where Jeff has stated that the potential loss of a job has been effective on one of his subordinates, Helen. This approach is consistent with principles of reinforcement theory, where loss of job is the punishment used by Jeff to discourage Helen from underperforming. To sum it all up, Doris' style of managerial motivation theory is much more inclined towards reinforcement theory, where positive reinforcement element is used. In this case, Doris is much more inclined towards the use of money rewards to motivate her employees. So, from the view of Mary, she has implemented the theory of expectancy. In this case, she has stated that her employees would best perform if they knew what she was expecting from them, and also what would be awaiting from them if they were to perform well. For example, in this case, Mary has stated that if they were to perform well, they would get promotions or higher up praises. Lastly, Jeff has employed aspects of reinforcement theory, where punishment is used as a negative extrinsic approach, where he stated to replace his worker from her job if she were to underperform. Other innovative approaches to motivate employees into working are progress principles such as Gantt chart, and also empowerment, where master hierarchy of self-actualizations and also self-esteem needs of employees are taken into account of.
That's all from us.
Thank you.